There is a unique nation in the center of Europe that gives a true medieval atmosphere unmatched by any other in the area. With a population of roughly 11 million, this nation is the Czech Republic, sometimes referred to as Czechia. It is a landlocked country that borders a number of European nations. Slovakia and Austria are to the south, and Germany, one of Europe's most prosperous nations, is to the west. Its northern neighbor is Poland. The Czech Republic, especially its capital, is easily explored due to its comparatively small area of 78,000 km. The energetic city of Prague serves as the capital. The majority of visitors to the Czech Republic begin their journey in Prague, which is situated in the country's northern interior. It is ideally located alongside the Vltava River, as are many landlocked cities. This 430-kilometer river is unusual among rivers in that it runs from south to north. Bird's-eye view of the city offers a fascinating blend of modern and old architecture, and the Czech people have built a magnificent capital around this river. The eastern side of the river is where most people in Prague live. Conveniently situated on the busy eastern bank are the famous Dancing House, national museums, and the historic Old Town neighborhood. On the other hand, a large number of locals reside in residential districts and contemporary office buildings on the western side. There are several zones in Prague, including Prague 1, Prague 2, and Prague 5. The metro makes it simple to go from one part of the city to the other in a matter of minutes. No matter which metro line you choose, you won't have to deal with uncomfortable crowds. Every 10 minutes, trains come, guaranteeing a quick and comfortable ride around the city. The Czech metro system lacks ticketed turnstiles, in contrast to many other European nations. Tickets must still be purchased from machines at the door, though. Prague has reasonably priced transportation for a European city. A metro ticket costs 20 korunas, which is little less than €1. The local currency is the Czech koruna. For comparison, 100 Czech korunas is roughly equivalent to €4. The tram system is one of the most popular and reasonably priced modes of transportation in Prague. In many European nations, including Prague, trams play a major role in public transportation. People may travel easily and affordably across both sides of the river and for shorter distances within the city, thanks to the city's vast tram tracks on almost every street. Trams are a dependable form of transportation since they frequently pass any given location. Even though there are a lot of visible overhead cables across the city due to the vast tram network, these are made to be both contemporary and attractive. Trams have the right-of way and share the roadways with automobiles. It's crucial to avoid blocking tram paths and to always surrender to them when driving in the Czech Republic. People frequently read books while waiting at tram stations, which is indicative of the high level of knowledge among the Czechs. Czech, which is closely related to Slovak, is the main language used in the Czech Republic. One of the more difficult languages to learn is Czech. The Czech Republic has some of the finest educational standards in the world, according to recent figures. 99% of people are literate, and about 90% of people have finished secondary school. This makes the Czech Republic one of the most educated nations in the world. Prague's well-preserved architecture makes it abundantly evident that the city was largely spared serious harm during the World Wars. You can find a variety of architectural styles that highlight the city's rich past around every corner, complemented with residents who appear modern and give it a contemporary feel. Due to their varied history, which includes Celtic, Germanic, and Southern Slavic roots, Czechs usually have fair complexion and light-colored eyes. The Czechs and Slovaks came together to form Czechoslovakia following the fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Slovakia sought independence in 1992, and the nation divided amicably. The country's official name has been the Czech Republic since January 1, 1993. It entered the Western political and economic sphere in 1999 when it joined NATO, and in 2004 when it joined the European Union. Red, white, and blue make up the stunning Czech flag. At first, the flag had red and white stripes running horizontally, just like the Polish flag. Over time, a blue triangle representing the Slavs and Moravia was added on the left side. Following Slovakia's independence, Czechoslovakia later adopted this design. The Czech Republic has reclaimed the flag as their national flag, despite the fact that it was never meant to be used again. There are several things you should be wary of if you intend to travel to the Czech Republic. For instance, Many passengers make the grave error of exchanging euros for Czech koruna at the airport. Airport currency exchange offices frequently offer exchange rates that are significantly lower than they ought to be, which causes significant financial loss. There is more to this problem than just the airport. Despite widely advertising that there are no commission costs, many currency exchange offices in Prague offer subpar rates. For instance, some offices might only give you 2,000 or 2,200 Czech korunas, even though 100 euros should be worth about 2,500. Because of this disparity, you could lose between 12 and 15 because of the poor conversion rates they provide. In a similar vein, utilizing ATMs from businesses like Euronet may result in subpar exchange rates and commissions and hidden costs that might cost you as much as 20% of your money. Visitors may thus lose money due to poor conversion rates at ATMs and currency exchange agencies as a result of the Czech Republic's decision to keep its own currency rather than join the euro. In addition to currency conversion issues, it's crucial to remember that even in the summer, weather in European nations, especially the Czech Republic, may be highly erratic. June, July, and August are the Northern Hemisphere's hottest months, yet the weather can still be unexpectedly cold or rainy. Because of the unexpectedly cool and rainy weather, you may observe it that residents wear light coats and long sleeves even in the summer. Because of this volatility, many Europeans frequently decide to spend their summer holidays in nations with warmer, more stable climates, such as Greece and Turkey, where they can consistently enjoy higher temperatures and bright skies. During the summer, these locations offer the steady warmth and sunshine that their native countries might not have. Currently, a person who works a full 40-hour workweek must earn at least 19,000 Czech korunas per month, or about 750 euros. However, according to local research, the average gross monthly salary in the Czech Republic might be as high as 40,000 Czech korunas, or almost 1,600 euros. It's crucial to keep in mind that income taxes in the Czech Republic vary from 15% to 23%. As a result, even highly skilled individuals might only earn between 2,000 euros and 3,000 euros a month after taxes. The cost of living in the Czech Republic means that these earnings do not always translate into an opulent lifestyle, even though these numbers may seem appealing when converted to other currencies. For instance, if you share a flat with several people, your monthly rent might be about 8,000 Czech korunas, which is reasonably priced given the current rental pricing for homes in Prague. On the other hand, renting an apartment with 1 or 2 bedrooms that is at least 40 square meters in size might cost about 25,000 Czech korunas, or nearly 1,000 euros per month. This demonstrates that even while Prague is less expensive than many other large European cities, the expense of renting a tiny apartment may take up a sizable amount of your pay, demonstrating that living in Prague is not very inexpensive and that many locals may find it difficult to make ends meet. Despite their outward appearance and cheerful facial expressions, many Czech citizens are struggling with economic issues. Even if you don't know someone, they will quickly greet you, pose for a picture, and smile when you make eye contact with them. The fact that a large number of persons under 25 get tattoos is a startling information that suggests Czech youngsters frequently accept unusual looks. There's a good chance that one out of every 3 persons you see on the street has a tattoo. The population's sense of freedom may be reflected in this. After all, personal preferences are often honored in the Czech Republic. Individuals are free to smoke marijuana, gamble, and alter their bodies as they see fit. People frequently dress in ways that are so out of the ordinary that they draw attention. Being among the most atheistic nations in Europe and the globe is another important feature of the Czech Republic. According to research, 91% of youth between the ages of 16 and 29 identify as atheists, which is higher than rates in nations like Sweden and Estonia. Furthermore, 40% of people do not believe in any deity. 30% of people opt not to discuss religion or reveal their religious beliefs. The majority of religious people identify as either Christians or Catholics. Many people think that the communist government is to blame for the high percentage of atheism and the absence of religious conviction among individuals. Leaders in other communist-dominated nations, including Albania, banned religious practices and beliefs after the Soviet Union occupied Czechoslovakia. People in the Czech Republic became more and more estranged from religion throughout this period. This disengagement became deeply embedded in society throughout time, causing many people to embrace a way of life that is mostly independent of religious influences. This mindset has endured for many generations, leading to a nation where religion does not dominate. Therefore, influencing a Czech individual through religious principles is far more difficult than using Yarmouth to catch a fly. It's interesting to note that, along with Hungary, the Czech Republic is one of the biggest makers of pornographic films in Europe. According to a 2019 study, the nation produces almost 13% of the world's adult film business despite having a population of only 10.5 million, or less than 1% of the world's total. In actuality, the Czech Republic and Hungary are in the forefront of Europe's creation of sexual content. You may unintentionally run into a well-known adult film star while exploring Prague's capital city. You might discover that a member of your social circle works as an actor, producer, or cameraman if you spend enough time there. It's intriguing to consider how and why, in spite of its small population, the Czech Republic has decided to succeed in the adult film industry. Despite the comparatively high standard of living in the nation, many Czech women are willing to work in this field and carry on with their lives in this way. Furthermore, Czech stars are becoming more well-known not just in Europe, but even in other vibrant areas like the US. Speaking with residents about this issue, many blame the occurrence mostly on the need for quick and easy money. Czech women choose to work in the adult film industry voluntarily and without being forced to do so in order to make money. However, these conversations are seldom held in public, and many visitors are still ignorant of the Czech Republic's position as one of the world's leading manufacturers in this field. There are some more common facts about the nation in addition to this lesser-known feature. For example, basketball and football are not very popular among Czechs. As seen by nations like Serbia and Lithuania, a nation that has a strong enthusiasm for football typically excels at basketball. In a similar vein, football is not as popular in the US as basketball. The Czech Republic, a fervent ice hockey fan, is an exception to this tendency. Many successful players in international ice hockey leagues, such as Jaromír Jágr, are from the Czech Republic. The Czech men's national ice hockey team is regarded as one of the best teams in the world. The entire country is captivated by the 14 professional teams that compete in the Czech Ice Hockey League, which runs from September to April. The Czech Republic is well known for more than just ice hockey and adult movie stars. It has significantly advanced science as well. For example, 1 in 5 people suffer from eyesight impairment. Contact lenses were created by a Czech chemist, giving many people who would rather not wear glasses an alternative. Furthermore, Johann Gregor Mendel, a pivotal figure in the principles of genetic inheritance, was born and reared in this area and made significant contributions to the field of genetics. Franz Kafka, who was actually Bohemian, that is, Czech, may also be familiar to you. His quotations and ideas are probably familiar to readers and lovers of literature. Kafka created art that examined ethnic identity, social difficulties, and social exclusion. Additionally, the word robot entered the worldwide lexicon when it was first used in the Czech Republic. The term robot was first used by a Czech author in a play to refer to a soulless entity that could carry out activities that people would rather not do. The world's narrowest street can be found in Prague, the Czech Republic, if you travel there. Due to the street's extreme narrowness, traffic signals are placed at its entrance to control pedestrian traffic. It is located in the oldest and most scenic neighborhood of Prague, Malá Strana. This unusual street is about 48 cm wide at its narrowest point, reaching roughly 10 m in length and less than 1 m in width. There is only room for one person at a time, therefore you have to obey the traffic lights to get through this really small area. 2 persons cannot stroll side by side through the street since it functions as a narrow staircase that leads to a small eatery. This peculiar and intriguing street enhances Prague's distinct charm and personality, making it a must-see for tourists. The fact that Prague has the biggest Jewish neighborhood in Europe is another noteworthy feature. This historic quarter, which is in the center of the city, is full of fascinating traditions and tales. Adolf Hitler, alleged to have protected Prague's Jewish neighborhood during World War II because he wanted to build a museum for an extinct race. Since the Nazis never invaded or attacked this neighborhood or any other portion of Prague during the war, many people believe this legend. As a result, visitors are taken back in time by the city's preserved historical aura. A significant feature of Czech cuisine and culture is the country's love of mushrooms. Families in the Czech Republic harvest roughly 8 kg of wild mushrooms annually, which may come as a surprise. People are probably looking for mushrooms when you spot them foraging in the nation's national parks, forests, and green areas. Mushrooms are referred to as the poor man's meat in the Czech Republic. Additionally, people who cannot afford meat frequently travel to the highlands and forests to add mushrooms to nearly every dish, particularly soups and stews. The nation is regarded as one of Europe's safest. It is one of the top 10 safest places on the continent, according to several sources. There is very little police presence in Prague. Officers seldom step in unless someone is drunk. Even patrol cars may be empty of personnel. Furthermore, the Czech Republic is renowned for more than only its breathtaking architecture. Traveling to this country is made much more enjoyable by the state of the roads, their contemporary appearance, and the minimal amount of litter. No matter how many side streets you explore, you hardly ever come across a big mound of trash. Prague, a popular tourist destination, makes sure that every park, street, and space surrounding its many museums is kept up to date. Shop owners start their days by cleaning their storefronts in the morning, and municipal employees are in charge of keeping the streets clean. Luxurious and contemporary vehicles are a fitting complement to such immaculate streets in a stunning city. Compared to a vast Antivirus, another relatively unknown Czech company, Skoda is one of the most well-known car manufacturers from the Czech Republic and stands out as a symbol of Czech pride. Despite being a part of the German Volkswagen Group, Skoda maintains its unique Czech identity. As a result, Skoda is without a doubt the most prevalent vehicle on Prague's streets. The SUV known as the Kodiaq, which is commonly seen in Prague, is one of Skoda's most notable models. The majority of locals typically own expensive cars, regardless of the brand. In actuality, almost every vehicle on the road is newer than 2020, and many of them are made by Skoda or other German brands. The Dancing House is one of the most notable examples of contemporary architecture in the Czech Republic. This famous structure is as important to the Czech Republic as the Eiffel Tower is to France. The Dancing House is made up of 2 main buildings that were constructed between 1994 and 1996. One has a wavy pattern that runs parallel to the river, while the other is a glass tower held up by slanted columns. The building appears to be dancing thanks to this distinctive architectural design. There are areatories and cafes within. Other significant places to visit in Prague include the Old Town Square, Prague Castle, Charles Bridge, and the astronomical clock, located in the Old Town area. The astronomical clock puts on a captivating show for passers-by every hour. According to legend, the craftsman who created the clock gained notoriety for his remarkable work. When other kings sought the clock for themselves, the Czech king had the craftsman blinded to prevent him from making another. In despair, the craftsman committed suicide by throwing himself from the top of the clock, but not before sabotaging it. Supposedly, the clock could not be repaired for 50 years. To commemorate this story, a bell rings and a ceremony takes place at the heart of Prague every hour. In addition, those who may be bored in the central square seem to find their own ways to entertain themselves with confident and fun-loving individuals enjoying various activities. Another important symbol of Prague is the Charles Bridge, which features numerous statues. This bridge connects the Old Town with Prague Castle and was the only crossing point over the Vltava River until 1741. All other bridges you see in Prague were built after the Charles Bridge. As the original statues began to deteriorate, they were moved to the National Museum and replicas were placed on the bridge. Likewise, the intricate carvings on the astronomical clock have been continuously replaced with replicas over the years due to wear and tear from the elements. It's important to note that not every historical symbol you see in Prague is an original. Many have been replaced with carefully crafted replicas to help preserve the city's rich history. The largest tourist demographic apart from Czechs includes a significant number of Asian and Arab tourists. In major tourist areas, you can easily spot groups of Arab, Korean, or Japanese visitors exploring the city's attractions. Many individuals who come to work in Prague hail from countries like the Philippines, India, and Bangladesh, adding to the city's diverse and vibrant workforce. Another must-visit location in Prague is the Lenin Wall. Widely regarded as the most famous wall in the city, John Lennon, the legendary member of the Beatles, was shot and killed in 1980. Since then, the wall has been adorned with graffiti and poems in his memory, expressing love for him. Visitors often take photos in front of this iconic wall. The Czech Republic is one of the top 5 countries in Europe for beer consumption. In fact, if there's something cheaper than water in the Czech Republic, it's probably beer. Almost every cafe and restaurant offers a variety of beers, with prices varying based on the alcohol content and the size of the glass. You can often find a Czech beer for as little as €1 at a roadside cafe. In conclusion, the Czech Republic, particularly Prague, is one of the best destinations to visit. For those looking to experience a medieval European atmosphere in the 21st century, the country provides a safe and comfortable environment for everyone. The people are friendly, open to conversation, and well-groomed. No matter your reason for visiting, you'll find options that suit your needs and budget. This brings us to the end of the video. Goodbye.